Andy's back! He's back early from cowboy camp!
Places, everybody! Andy's coming!
Hey, Woody! Did you miss me? Giddy up, giddy up, giddy up, giddy up! Ride up, cowboy! Oh, I forgot. You're broken. I don't want to play with you anymore.
No, Andy! No, Andy, no!
Bye, Woody.
No, Andy!
Hey, we're still here. It's been like 6 weeks or something. Been a little busy. You know, you guys get it. I don't gotta explain it to you guys. So we're back though. So hold on. All right. For the roughly half of our audience that lives in the United States, the CDC recently announced that fully vaccinated people can resume gathering together without masks or restrictions. Ignoring the fact that I'm sure a huge chunk of Christians returning to church on Sunday still aren't vaccinated, get vaccinated. We seem to be finally entering what many have been calling the new normal. But we've learned a lot over the past 15 months or so on what it actually takes to lead effective ministry online. And frankly, it takes a lot. Not just tech equipment and manpower, but relational connections, intentional content creation, a lot of work that a lot of churches weren't bothering with pre-pandemic. Well, now we're post-pandemic, and we at Blackbar have gotten more than a handful of messages from concerned church media and tech folk who are watching their pastors pull the plug on the live streams they worked so hard to build over the past year. So we wanted to spend some time and discuss the advantages to continuing to invest in your live stream in a post-pandemic world. Welcome to Blackbar. Thanks so much for the Patreons who helped make this video possible. If you want to learn how to support the channel, check out the link in the description below. Number one, for your congregation. I'm not trying to play Debbie Downer here, but we need to be realistic. Not everyone who watches your live stream is going to show up gasping for church the first Sunday you shut off the stream. Look at it this way. In the year 2000, the average church attender in America attended church about once a week. They might have not been showing up to your Wednesday night classes or your Sunday night potlucks, but they were at least there for your Sunday morning services. In 2017, the average church attender in America showed up once every 4 to 6 weeks. They're not there every week. They're not even there every month. Now, riddle me this. Do you think that COVID lowered that number or raised it? The fact of the matter is that Christians are attending church less often than ever before, and unfortunately, it's not a trend I see changing anytime soon. So churches are presented with an option. We can fold our arms and stick out our bottom lip and demand that our members show up skin and bone to get anything from us, or we can meet them where they're at, and they're at home. Don't get me wrong, I don't celebrate in these facts. I grew up in the church. I'm intimately familiar with the value that person-to-person connection brings. But in our ever busier lives, nothing will beat the convenience of church online. And you could say, hey, I'll just pull down the stream and they have to show up in person. And you totally could say that. But let me remind you, you're not the only one streaming. You pull down that stream and you better hope whatever you've got going on in your building is something I can't find on 10,000 other streams from the comfort of my living room. If you'd like to make that wager, be my guest. But it's not something that I'm recommending. It's a bit of a brutal point, but it was a point that had to be made. Number two, for your community. We're gonna do a little role play here, okay? Don't worry, Pastor, no Dungeons and Dragons here.
You good there?
Yeah. I'm gonna keep the player's handbook on the shelf. Nick, come over here. I need you here.
Is there room here?
Yeah, we're good.
I didn't dress for this.
I need you to close your eye.
I have to.
Yes, it's integral to this story.
You better not do anything weird.
I can't promise that. You're pretending, we're imagining that you've just moved into a new area.
Okay.
Right? And you need to find a new church.
Yeah.
Okay? Get into that mindset, develop that character.
All right. Yeah, I'm there.
Where do you look for a new church?
Yellow Pages.
Where else?
Probably hop on Reddit and find my community's subreddit and just ask there.
Reddit. What churches do you go to? Anywhere else? Anywhere else?
I'd knock on my neighbor's door and just be like, "Hey, neighbor, are you a Christian?"
I mean, that's not a bad. Get behind the kid. You're useless. Forget all of that. You're going to look online. You're going to go to Google and type in my denomination churches in my area and start scrolling until you find anything interesting. You're going to scroll through 36 welcome home banners and you'll read a dissertation's worth of text about when you're here, your family. Isn't that Olive Garden? I literally right now did not think about that until this moment.
Wait, this isn't scripted.
No, not at all. Whoops, we'll roll with it.
Can we do a thing where we're not sponsored by Olive Garden?
But we could be. Yeah.
Olive Garden, when you're here, you're family.
And at some point, you're going to want to get an idea of what a typical church service looks like. The fact of the matter is that there's no better way to taste test a new church than through watching their services online. In fact, the average church seeker in America will check out your service 4 to 5 weeks online before they ever consider stepping through your front door. Your weekly live stream is an invaluable marketing asset for folk in your area who are trying to look for a new church, no question. Plus, if you're using a platform like Facebook or YouTube or Church Online that allows live chat and conversation, it is an awesome way for a new viewer to start to connect with your hosts and your congregation on your own terms. You know as well as I do that people like to be known. Focusing heavily on engagement and conversation in the comments of your live stream can introduce potential congregants to your existing church family, leading to an easier transition when they do eventually make the jump into an in-person visit. That was a ridiculously long sentence.
You wrote it.
I know. Number 3 for the world. The harvest is plentiful, but the workers are not online. In 1990, Tim Berners-Lee booted up the very first version of the World Wide Web, and the world has never been the same since. We can collaborate with people on the opposite side of the world. We can develop meaningful relationships with people that we've never met in person. We can explore new hobbies, discover new information, find new inspiration. The average American spends over 6 hours a day online. Our lives, like it or not, are undeniably ever increasingly digital, and so are our neighbors. I truly believe that the next wave in revival and evangelism will come with the global church finally understanding the power of a digitally connected world. But I don't believe that the members of our churches will make that connection unless the leadership of our churches are willing to take the first step. Your church live stream is an investment. It's an example that you can set for your congregation that says that online ministry is important and valuable. If we can't be bothered to minister to our own online, how could we expect them to minister to others online? If you or anyone on your team wants to connect with other All right, well, settle down. It's gonna be all right. It's gonna be good. You good? You all right? You want a Coke? We gotta talk. All right. There are down. I know it's very exciting. You've never been behind a set before, really. Here's the thing. There are absolutely justifiable reasons for shutting down a church live stream post-COVID. I know it's difficult. The manpower, the resources, or the money that your church is putting into the stream might not be worth the return that your leadership is seeing. We could totally argue about how it's all for the one. What is your church not able to do? because of the energy and time that's put into maintaining that stream every single week. It could be that your church is pretty small and that after the restrictions, the vast majority of the congregation just came back to life as usual. Here's the thing. At the end of the day, your leadership has to make the call about your stream. It might not be a call that we like, it might not be a call that we agree with, but at the end of the day, hopefully, it's a call that they feel led to make. I know that for a lot of you, the church live stream was your baby. It was your project. You probably spent an unthinkable amount of time getting it started and maintaining it every week. But sometimes things have a time and a season, and sometimes seasons have to end. Now, you have a choice to make this time. You can sit in the back of the sanctuary and fold your arms and stick out your lip and talk about how the church leadership doesn't understand your vision for the live stream. Or you can start dreaming. What could you do for the kingdom now that you don't have to worry about fiddling with OBS every week? What opportunities in digital ministry exist for you and your church now that you're not having to worry about streaming online? For as difficult as these situations are, I don't feel like God has ever put me in a room in which there wasn't at least one open door. It's up to you to find that door and walk through it and continue to walk in God's plan for your life with or without a church live stream. If you need a space to vent or ask questions or to pray with other church media tech and marketing professionals, I would honestly recommend checking out our Discord. It's the best place that I have found for like-minded individuals like ourselves to connect and to grow together. Thanks so much for watching this episode of Blackbar. If you haven't already, make sure to check out the Blackbar podcast, released every single week, where we go more into depth into the topics we talk about in these videos. In addition, if you would like to join the Blackbar volunteer team and help make content or help other struggling churches on our Discord, make sure to check out the link in the description below. Make sure to like and subscribe, and we'll see you next week.